Welcome to the Expendable Show. I'm your host, the Expendable. And we've got a fantastic show today. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. And we may have a guest pop in. We'll see if their word is any good. We'll see. So, the world is crazy. Like, things are just insane. I don't know if any of you really pay attention to what is happening or what could happen or what transpires or whatever you want to say. I feel like there is there's a dynamic, a shift that's happening. And just when you look at and I know we talked about this on my last podcast, but if you look at what Russia has been doing, and I know American media kind of stopped at the whole Cuba thing, like, well, Russia's here. Oh my gosh, let's dispatch everybody. But it didn't stop there. There was a lot. They're still doing things. So they went to Cuba. We all know that. They were there for 4 or 5 days. And then, they had a little bit more in their entourage than what was initially reported to the United States. Naturally, should we really be trusting the people who are supposed to be our enemies? That would be like Austin Powers falling for Dr. Evil every time. They just groovy, baby. But stupid. That's Joe Biden for you. Yeah. Hey, Cuba, you guys are all right. I'm sure you guys have sent me some money or something. Let me check my shell accounts. After Cuba, Joe Biden went to Venezuela. And so my host is sending me messages. Mother trucker. So they went to Cuba, then he went down to Venezuela. So Cuba, Venezuela. What is this? What's happening? What is going on? Like, you go from one communist regime to another one. Putin's just making his round. That's an antenna in itself. Well, then on top of that, Putin is, I don't want to say Putin was doing it. His military is doing it. His military leaders are doing things, strategic, movements. But then Putin also he actually went to North Korea. So what happened in North Korea? So Putin went over there and made a deal with Kim Jong-un. For those of you who do not know who that is, he's the president of North Korea, or dictator of North Korea, whatever. I don't know what his actual job title is. Psycho of North Korea, maybe the stupid haircut of North Korea, whatever. Actually, I can't really call him stupid haircut of North Korea because he could probably say that about me, stupid haircut of America. Anyway, so they go over there, they make a deal. And the deal is, hey, North Korea, hey, if we get into some shit, you're in, right? And North Korea says, yeah, we're in. But if we get into some shit, you're in, right? So this is like a two-way street here. You guys want to fight? You're in. Okay? Goes both ways. Fights, both guys are on the same team. So they got that deal. They made it very they made that very verbal. It was a big deal overseas, even though the United States really didn't cover it too much. I just don't understand our media. I don't understand why they just leave us kind of sheltered in to, like, the world news is only through a very, very tiny lens. And I don't like that, because then the average person doesn't have any idea what's going on in the world. Unless you're actually out there trying to find worldly news. I remember once upon a time where we had a world news. You had, like, the news was broke down, like your local news and your state news, and then your worldly news. Or I think their national news was in there. Like there was all these levels of news, and now it's just um, it's not that. So, oh, we have a guest. We have a guest. What's up? It's
Hello.
it's Rashida Tlaib.
Here you go.
Well, um, you should probably spit on that thing.
OMG. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm like a TikTok expert now. I've
Oh
seen
my
all
God.
the great TikTok videos.
I ain't told you to stay off of TikTok. I have told you to stay off of TikTok.
That's like that's my realm. That's my realm. I've been in TikTok.
Okay.
It's like it's the ultimate. You can do and say whatever you want. Like it's like the Expendable show, but more vulgar.
Okay. Sure.
I love it. I'm gonna be a TikTok celebrity here pretty soon.
Oh my God.
I'm not even gonna use my cats to influence people either.
Oh God. Here you go. What you got me on this show talking about today?
Well,
Yeah,
today we're talking about the like a lot of people don't understand, and we were just talking about. I was kind of going over some of the things of, Russia's been busy this week, and our media has only really told us about the Cuba thing, but Russia's done way more than that. And if you're not looking for it, you're not going to know. And so after Cuba, are you up to date, Shauna? Did you see they had a submarine and like some hypersonic missiles that went to Cuba, and like Joe Biden freaked out and like sent a bunch of Navy and Air Force stuff to Cuba?
I mean, I did hear about that, but I've been taking a social media break, so I don't really know what's going on right now.
Okay, well, I even saw a video where they had like Patriot missiles like just off of like Miami Beach, like South Beach.
That's interesting.
That's serious. And like fighter jets were flying around all over the place. It was intense.
Oh my God. I know they were mad about that. That's messing with tourism.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was exciting. If I'd have been down there, I'd have been like, yeah, kick his ass. You'd be like, sink the battleship.
No.
You ever played Battleship when you were a kid?
How are you going to be an American and rooting for the other team?
I mean,
you have this huge flag in your background, and you're literally
rooting for the United States. Look, I support Vladimir Putin in his escapade over Ukraine. I think it's sometimes, and it's bad for me to say, because when you really like pay attention to the United States, we are some assholes.
We're bullies for sure.
The world hates us.
Everybody's over it. They're over
it.
They're like, our bullying days are very counted at this point.
Right. But at the same time, I don't want to get into a conflict right now, like an actual United States conflict, because I don't believe that Joe Biden is coherent enough to lead us to a victory.
I just think there's so many other things that we could be doing besides using our resources to fund something that we really can't afford right now.
like what? Put some names on it.
What you mean? Like what we could fund?
Yeah. What do you want to fund?
For one, tackling our homelessness problem that we have. It's ridiculous.
That's fair.
Like,
you don't want to see it. Well, yeah, but then we won't have a poop map in San Francisco.
No, that's just ridiculous. Like, have you seen like California and New York? Like, it's crazy. And even here where we're at in Atlanta, like the fact, I mean, we've always had a pretty bad homeless problem, but it's
they just shove them under the bridge, like over off of 400, we're 400 and 285.
Well, they're not allowed to live under the bridge under here since they had the bridge damn near collapse.
Oh yeah, the homeless city's not there anymore.
Oh, you weren't here for that, were you?
How long ago was it?
right before COVID, I think. Like right
Oh
before
yeah,
COVID.
I
It was
was here
probably
like
like
right when
it
COVID
was
started.
yeah, it was probably like 2018, right at 2019. But
Yeah.
basically not in actually not too far over here where I am at Starbucks. It was over on 285. They quote unquote the homeless man lit a fire under the bridge and it basically made the bridge catch on fire and collapse. So like a whole portion, but it's like one of the major parts of 285. So the traffic was terrible for months until they got it fixed. When I say
Huh.
bad, we already know how bad 285 is, but it was like 10 times worse.
That's like the worst. That's like the worst construction spot anyway already.
You should
Like
see
where
over where I'm at right
285
now.
and 400 come together. I hate that area. I avoid
It's so bad.
285 and 400.
Well, you know, I have
That
to go up 285 to take the kids to school, and it's terrible going up there every morning.
well, when I first moved down here and I lived in Brookhaven, I had to go to
Bad,
the gym. Huh?
bad, bad.
Yeah. Well, I had to
Hate
go. I had to go
285.
past it. I went past the homeless like city every time I'd go to the gym, and like there was a lot of people underneath that bridge.
Yeah, no, like it's even worse. Like they literally
Yeah.
have like their own town under the bridges.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Like right before
But
you get to Linux.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like for the fact that we have yeah, like the homelessness. And what makes it bad when you think about we're having such a bad homeless problem and then you hear things like, "Oh, the housing market is getting ready to crash." Perfect
Yeah, that's
opportunity.
not good.
Like
I'm trying to.
let's use
Well,
this.
let me ask you this. So what? How do you fix the homeless problem?
I mean, well, part of the problem is that housing is too expensive everywhere. We think like look at Atlanta, like you've been
True.
here now 4 years. But like look at prior to 2020, like housing for like a 2 bedroom, 2 bath on average was maybe like on the high end like $1,700 a month. Now for a
Right.
2 bedroom, 2 bath anywhere, like even including in the hood, like where these are not safe areas, you're looking at starting like $1,900 to like $2,300 for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, which is crazy. And then you're thinking that majority of the like Atlanta is a black city, so majority of the
Huh.
people here are black. And did
Not
they
really.
not just do that consensus like black people are the lowest paid in America? So you're thinking that all of this housing and people can't afford it because they're making $7 an hour in their
I mean,
jobs.
white people can't afford to live here. It's so bad.
Daggone, you won't even. Let me tell you something. You know I work at Starbucks, and you know the customers that I sit between Brookhaven and Midtown, so it's like old money and new money, and even some of the customers that I've seen over the years, it's like I have a customer that used to come in all the time. He literally has to take baths in our bathroom now. And he's like an
How,
older guy.
how do
Like
you
he's
know?
older.
How do you know
We know.
this is happening?
We know. Because you're in there because now we have sensors that let you know when people are like in the bathroom past like 10 minutes. So anytime he
What?
comes, he's in yeah.
What?
Because here's the thing. Because we have such a bad homeless problem, we get a lot of people who are drug addicts, and we
What if
have to
somebody just
monitor
really
who
has to
goes
go to
in
the
and out
bathroom?
bathrooms. We have to monitor it because we have to think about everybody's safety. And we have like it's so bad now that like when I say what I see every day, it's like younger and younger and younger people coming in here that are homeless. Literally, they're like 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, literally living on the streets. And it's like
Well,
these are prime people that you would want to buy real estate. Like you want them in homes, like because they can invest. They can start it like buy this. Like they're young enough to have those options to do those things. And it's like they can't
right.
because everybody can't afford it.
Well, I'm gonna have to look into if Andre Dickens has a plan for that yet.
He does. You know that they're in so right now they actively have a program. I can't remember the name of the program, but they actively have a program where they're building like tiny home communities for the
Mm-hmm.
homeless to be able to stay in. And like it's basically kind of like a what's it called? Or whatchamacallit program, like getting them off the street, helping them get clean. They have a
Right.
place to live, stuff like
Give them
that. And
jobs
then
and stuff.
they're also yeah, and then they also are trying to figure out what they can do. I know they've been throwing around ideas, but I know somebody was discussing about having like rooms that the homeless could sleep in during the night at the airports, because a lot of them stay in the airports, since it's warm, somewhat clean. They don't necessarily bother them. They're not really bothering other
Yeah.
people. So it's kind of became a hub for them out there as well. So I know that they've talked about like, obviously we know they're expanding the airport, but they were saying like expanding it and having like rooms that they could stay in like overnight at the airport as well. So I do know those are two active things that they're doing right now in Atlanta to try to like help with it, but I don't think there's anything else like solid that's going on other than those things. But definitely that could be one that we could be trying to figure out our freaking money and stop sending it to Ukraine and Gaza and everywhere else they're sending it to.
You better not say that too loud. Sleepy Joe will hear
God.
you.
Yeah, fooling around with you, I'll end up on a hit list.
There's room.
She's been making terroristic threats.
So does that mean you're gonna come out and endorse Donald Trump for president?
No, I will not be.
Not yet. There's still time.
No.
All right, so you're endorsing Joe Biden.
My policy is always vote for who you feel like is going to get the things in your mind done for you in your community. That's always what I advocate for. It doesn't matter who you want to vote for. You want to be black and vote for Trump, go ahead. You want to be white and vote for Biden, who cares? Vote for whoever you want to vote for. Just educate yourself on that person.
Black men are voting for Trump.
Okay, I'm just happy that they're getting up and going to vote. So that's a clap, a round of applause there.
That tells you how good of a job Trump's doing.
Oh my God, that just tells you that he's very smart at marketing and pandering to the black community. That's what that says. That doesn't say that he's doing a good job.
Did you see where he was this week?
No.
The hood, the actual hood of Detroit.
Let me tell you something. You want me to go find? I can go find 5 white men right now that are in the hood. That means absolutely anything. That doesn't mean anything at all.
He's the president, though.
He's not the president.
You know how many presidents go to any hood?
Trump is a convict, just like the rest of us. So you just come on right on over here. He's nobody special. You just a white man like the rest of us. You got a whole list of slew of charges that you probably didn't do, but they're going to tack them on your ass anyways. That's literally all it is. He's getting the full black treatment in America. That's what he's getting right now.
And so he's got like tons of street cred right now.
No, I won't say tons of street cred.
But he's got a felony.
But he's working his way into, okay, you're just not like this unrelatable person anymore.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's the dude doesn't have to stand in there and do that. If he would just not be president, they would never bother him.
You saw your boy Joe, right? He went and ate Bojangles at somebody's house.
His name's Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe was sitting there eating chicken in somebody's house. So Joe could go to the hood too. That doesn't mean anything.
He was eating in somebody's house, though.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. He still had to get through the hood to get there.
But do we know somebody's house for sure? Like, was it a set? Do you believe anything that Joe Biden says? He says the economy's great.
See,
he says the economy's great.
You don't know because you ain't growing up black. We know that was them people's house.
Yeah. I was brought up in a cornfield.
Oh my God. That you couldn't wait to run from.
I know the struggle. I just have to ride my bike like miles just to talk to other human beings.
Yeah, you can keep all that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And like, and there's always the risk of like an animal attacking you along the way.
What do you mean?
Like we'd be riding our bikes.
What kind of animals are attacking you? Wait a minute.
What do you mean? What animals? We have
what kind of animals?
We have tons of coyotes up in Ohio, and they travel in there. That's a pack animal.
I know. I have them in my neighborhood.
Yeah, you should shoot them.
No, I'm not doing none of that. They look like they rabid. I stay out the way.
That's why you got to shoot them.
I ain't doing none of that. Black people can't shoot nothing. They'll be like, oh, it's animal cruelty. Look what they did to Michael Vick. Man lost his whole career.
It was dog fighting. That was horrible.
That wasn't even his. And you talk about, you want me to go shoot these coyotes? Absolutely not. I'm okay.
Michael Vick.
No.
That's a bad example.
And it's not a bad example. They did that man wrong. Those weren't even his dogs.
What?
They weren't even his dogs.
But look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. This is what I'm gonna say about the whole Michael Vick thing. So Michael Vick, and like this is like 15 minutes off target of my whole podcast today. Anyway, Michael Vick's big mess up was that he hung out with too many flaky dudes. When you're Michael Vick and you're on that status in the world, you got to have at least one solid homie that if you do something bad, he's going to take the rap for you so you can keep being Michael Vick. That way, you're going to go to prison. You're going to live like a king. You're going to have $100 on your books every week. You're going to walk across the yard with your bag full of ramen noodles and be prison rich just to save Michael Vick. And then he's going to take care of your family while you're in. And when you get out, he's going to get you on your feet. Like that's a good deal for somebody. Michael Vick had a bad group of friends.
What it was, he didn't want to let that lifestyle go. He should have let it go. Y'all, what y'all doing, dog? Why are you letting these people do dog fights in your backyard? Like, regardless of how big that yard was, why are we doing illegal activity in my backyard? That's the thing. Why are we doing this in my backyard?
You can still do those things. You just have to have somebody take the fall for you.
No, because that was the problem. It was his property, and they were doing it on his property.
You're a boss, yeah, but when you're a boss, you don't take the fall. Somebody else does.
Well, he shouldn't have had that going on regardless, and that's just it, unfortunately. But
like, where was Mark? Where was his brother Marcus at? He could have took the fall. He sucked at quarterback. I'm just saying.
Not too much now. Calm down.
I'm saying there's a hierarchy to this crime world. You should be hip to this by now, Shauna.
No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. Just because I'm black doesn't mean everybody is involved in crime.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody's involved in crime.
Hey, Juneteenth is over.
No, it's not. It ain't midnight. Yeah. So not too much. Calm down.
We're back. We're back to gay pride.
You got paid time and a half today, didn't you?
Huh?
You got paid time and a half today, didn't you?
No.
Yes, you did.
I'm on salary. I make the same amount of money no matter what.
Oh, that's right. Oh, unfortunately.
Oh, that's funny.
That sucks.
Are you trying to say that? Are you trying to say that with my off hand, I look like I could probably like go to the Juneteenth celebration?
No.
Am I dark enough?
No. Don't you come around here. It's not for you or people like you. It is for us. Why we can't never have nothing of our own? That's the problem. Y'all just feel like y'all got everything.
The whole month. You got Black History Month. Y'all got to be involved in. You got 28 days, sometimes 29. Every 4 years, you get 29 days of Black History Month.
And guess what? And guess what gets shown every 28 days, all 28 days. Guess what gets shown? I have a dream speech. I have a dream speech, and then the rest of it. And then the rest of it is they don't even show Roots no more. They don't even do that.
Oprah.
No, they ain't showing Oprah. Black community don't claim Oprah. Oprah is with y'all. Oprah and Gail is with y'all
on
Epstein Island doing Epstein Island stuff. We don't claim Oprah. We don't.
You just put Oprah on the island.
She's with y'all. She's with y'all.
She's not on my team.
Oprah had a whole monitor on her leg being involved with it.
Oprah didn't give me no car.
Let me tell you something.
She didn't give me no presents.
We still looking for the little girls for the school she opened up years ago.
Oh, that's right. Those girls are still missing, I think.
Exactly.
Like a whole school of kids.
Exactly. So once again, Oprah's on Epstein Island. We do not claim her. Moving on.
We should probably ask Obama and Big Mike where they are.
what I tell you about? It's Juneteenth. Not too much. Don't you start.
There is a picture of Obama on a boat with
No,
like a
we're
kid.
moving on. Don't you start. I told you that's black royalty around here. You better stop.
I know we looked it up. We talked about it. Michelle, her
No.
ancestors were slaves in Clayton County. So she has history here. Her family roots have history here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I didn't know that. I learned something.
Look at you. Look what reading do. But anyways, the whole point is there are so many other things that we could be doing besides trying to make an enemy out of Russia. And we all know that Putin does not care. He has never liked America.
Well,
And he was just waiting on the time that he could act up with America. I just
well,
don't feel like
let me recap real quick what all he's done just this week, and you tell me what you think after I tell you this.
Oh God.
So he did the Cuba thing. We all know about that. Then he went down to Venezuela. That same submarine and that frigate, they went down to Venezuela and hung out for a little bit. And then Putin himself goes to North Korea.
Yeah, I seen that.
He made a deal with Kim Jong-un and said, listen, if I get into some shit, you're in. And if you get into some shit, I'm in. So they got this mutual deal. And then I think he was just landing in Vietnam just a little bit ago.
And see, this is the thing that I don't like. The thing about Putin is he one of those ones. He's like an ex-wife. You know, it's just like, oh, I'm going to get all the ex-wives band together because we got one thing in common. We all hate him. So we're all going to band together and take him down. And that's exactly what Putin is doing. It's like, because we all know that Kim Jong-un don't like us. He hates America. So it's just like anything that he can get his hands in to bomb us, he's going for it. And if you're like, oh, Putin, you're going to give me some of your equipment so my missiles can actually reach America this time and blow some stuff up. Absolutely.
So you made my point that it to me is, I see the same way. It looks like he's rounding up boys and saying, hey, even though, we might not all the way like each other, but we hate those dudes over there.
We got a common enemy.
Yeah. It looks like he's getting his chess pieces put on the board. To me, that's what it looks like.
And the thing about it is, it's going to get bad for us. It's going to get really bad for us because you think about everything right now. Like it's just so much stuff going on. Like people are literally paying like daggone near $10 for a carton of eggs.
Well, and you think about this too. It's going to get even worse because it's on a time frame. All these countries know that the time to do it is now, and they can't wait until January. Because Trump's going to come out and he's going to start flexing on everybody right off the bat. And people are going to go, whoa, we don't want no smoke. That dude will start pushing buttons and we don't want that. But they know Biden will they'll just bully him into a corner. He don't even know where he's at half the time. So everybody's shooting their shot right now because they know that our leadership's weak. And so I see like a lot of stress between now and November, when the elections happen. They're going to continually try things and to see what pops off. I think they're going to try to pop something off before Trump gets elected president.
Yeah,
which he will. Then you got NATO. NATO's like they've been testing their bomb shelters all week. So that tells you what they're preparing for. Then, so Israel, and the news isn't really making a big deal about this either. So Israel's pretty much, they've wiped out Hamas for the most part. And now they're bombing the Hezbollah in Lebanon. So that's going to start a whole thing. Hezbollah is more well armed than Hamas by far. That's an actual military. So that's going to turn into a big bloody thing right there. And then on top of that, Netanyahu got on TV and said the U.S. is withholding the aid that they promised us. So why is Biden not giving the aid out? So that's got me red flagged on some stuff. And then another African country joined the BRICS nations this week. Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
Why is everybody trying to partner up with Putin? Because everybody's tired of America. Our American politics are trash. We need to
They
get back to
are.
our American. We got to get back to our original way of thinking. Not so much like like going back into like the Civil War days. But what I'm saying is that we got to put our patriotism as country people first, and we're not doing that anymore. We got all these stupid social justice things, and we got freaking nuclear submarines off of our coast, and that's the one Russia wanted us to see. They didn't tell us the other ones that are out there.
Yeah, I just feel like while every time I get on social media, which is why I'm taking a break right now, like I just can't take it.
That's dumb.
Every time I get on social media, it's a conversation about who should be paying for this, or low vibrational people, or what determines you to be a woman or a man. These are the conversations that are happening in America.
I know the answer.
Wow, literally other countries are like, we're taking over America. We're going to take over America. We're going to take over America. And it's just
They're
like, these are
hyper-focused.
it's like, I fear because it's going to get to a point where there's a war. It's happening. Right. So my thing is like, there was also something that was like the beginning of the year where a whole slew of Asian men was coming into America.
They're still doing it.
What's up with that? It's like you're looking at all these things going on, and we're sitting here having stupid conversations about gender.
Yeah.
When science is obsolete. And it's like we're sitting here having conversations about this when you can't challenge that. It is what it is. And yet all these things are happening that are serious. It's just like, us as Americans,
this stuff doesn't matter.
We're the weakest link. And if something really pops off, and we've already seen that our government does not care about us and our safety and our well-being, that means we're going to have to fend for ourselves. Most of these people don't even know how to do anything besides be on a cell phone and make TikTok videos. So how is that supposed to go?
What I'm going to do.
So what is that going to do when people start shooting? Because this is also a thing. We don't want guns.
That makes no sense.
And that's all debatable. And I get it.
What do the liberals think we're going to do? What is the stupid liberals that want to take all the guns when we have a real threat in this country? Where are they going to hide? They're going to be coming to every conservative they know and going, "Hey, you still got your guns? I don't have mine no more. I turned them in." Well, you stupid shit. Like, who you think's going to protect you and your family if you don't have firearms against countries that invade us that have lots of firearms? I bet you wish you had a bump stock.
And you know what's even more funny? Like you said that they were testing their bomb shelters and stuff like that. And you've been seeing a lot of those videos on social media too, where people are showing you, oh, get you generators, get your first aid kits.
Yeah.
Get you canned food.
I mean, that kind of stuff. They've been doing that for a long time.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like where it's like an overload on social media. Like even to the point, like it's a lot of stay-at-home moms that have been doing stuff like, oh, do freeze dry your food because it can last up to 2 years, like bottled up in your cabinet. Like it's things like that. Like me, I look at everything as a whole. So when I see all of these things going on, and you're like, we're not going to make it. Like, realistically speaking, like us as Americans, majority of us, if something was to really, really happen and go down, we're not going to make it. Like, we have no survival skills, like none whatsoever. Nope. So we don't know how to build a fire. Because, these are things like, even there's an age gap between us. But even for me, like being in Girl Scouts, where we had to learn how to build fires, go camping, things like that, like how to being in ROTC and using your pants to make it as a flotation device if you have to float in the water for long periods of a time. These were tools that were taught to us in school. None of all those things are done. Like these kids don't even know how to write or sign their name in cursive. It's all in the regular English text. So my thing is like they have no type of survival skills, none whatsoever. So that means you're not going to survive. You will die.
Right.
So it's just.
So I feel like we should just call this the Shauna show today.
You're the one that made me get on the show today.
You're right though.
Like we had.
I'm not gonna disagree with you, but like, I'm gonna give you like 3 like oddball news stories. Brace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So McDonald's did a test run with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they canceled it because somehow bacon got into the ice cream.
Which has probably always been there, but okay.
No. If there was, you know how mad I would be if I had bacon in my ice cream. I don't want no damn bacon.
Like actual bacon, or are we talking like bacon fat, bacon preservatives? Like it
didn't
actual
say.
Bacon?
The article that I read, it didn't specifically say how it happened, but it said that bacon and ice cream ended up in the same thing. Okay. AI is not smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 2, brace yourself. A bunch of climate dumbasses, that's what I'm going to call them, the climate dumbasses, they spray painted Stonehenge. Why do these dudes and dudettes, and dude in the middle, I don't know what their pronouns are.
The alphabet people.
Whatever.
Why
are they always destroying art though? I don't understand that. Like they just try to destroy the Mona Lisa all the time. They're always destroying art
because it's to like think about.
I mean, Stonehenge isn't really art, but it's a landmark.
But I'm saying though, like think about it like this. It's just like the Library of Alexandria. They burned the library down because, first of all, the Library of Alexandria was the biggest library in the world. So that means even like BC time, like all scripts, text, everything, it got burned down. And we do know that the Vatican has a good bit of those texts. So my thing is that knowing that and you're desecrating things of that nature, you're doing it to hide something.
See, I think you just like ran me around in a circle somehow to stick up for these morons that wanted to face like national treasures. I despise, like, I am one of the biggest, like, I can't stand protesting. I think it's a complete waste of time. Whatever happens at the end, you never get your point across. Usually people go to jail and then nobody listens to your protest anyway. It never works. Protesting never works. I prefer the lone wolf method.
That's not true. Protesting does work.
Maybe back in the day,
because we don't have organization.
Yeah,
they don't have the attention span for organizational skills, so it's dead.
Which is another reason why we would have a tough time surviving without things, because nobody knows how to follow instructions in this country. Anyway, number 3, Switzerland, which is my least favorite country in the whole world. I wrote a whole book about it. They are going to start prescribing cocaine to crack addicts. Makes sense of that. It's kind of like the European methadone clinic.
Isn't all the cocaine cut with fentanyl now? So I'm just.
Well, Switzerland's so prestigious with all the biggest wealth in the world that they probably is straight pure
cocaine.
Came straight from the cartel's airplane, like not even cut, it's not chopped up, nothing, not stepped on yet. It's like straight
just cocaine from the 80s cocaine.
Right. 80s cocaine, like
if they're bringing back the cocaine from the 80s, I might want to go to Switzerland.
Right. like WWE like wrestler cocaine.
Like Ric Flair cocaine.
Ric Flair cocaine.
Hulk Hogan.
They can't
Ric
even
Flair,
blink.
just a big.
The Ultimate Warrior's having a seizure in the ring.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's
that kind of cocaine. That's what they're getting. The good stuff.
Lucky.
But that's crazy. Like I can't, like some of the if you actually if Americans would sit down and look at the things that the European Union votes in, we would be like, what the fuck are we doing with these dudes?
We're talking about that they're going to be prescribing the crack addicts cocaine, but it's the same thing that America's been doing for years, like decades. What do you think Ritalin is that they use for ADHD medicine? It's crack. It's cocaine. Literally. That's exactly what it is. So America's been doing this for decades, at least 30 years, because they tried to prescribe it to me when I was a kid. So I'm like, they've been at least doing it for damn near 30 years. Probably.
Is that why you're just like a spaz all the time?
But anyways, I don't know. You got me in here. I'm supposed to be back on the floor. Anyways.
Nobody likes Starbucks.
Tell that to all these people that come up here. This little strike that everybody was doing. We're striking Starbucks. They've been sending money to that. Them people still coming up here. They said they don't care. They ain't got nothing to do with them.
Yeah, see, you're supposed to fight back against the mean conservative white guy for Starbucks. They want you to do that.
I'm so dead. Anyways. It's a lot of interesting things going on, but I mean, we've both discussed this, and we know where they're going with all of this. All of it is about control. They're trying to get everything under control to a certain point where there is no pushback from the people. They're bona fide life form AI at this point. That's what they want everybody to be, legitimate life form AIs. That's why we don't have a gender. That's why race and all these other things are no longer a factor.
Yep. I'm gonna go colonize Africa. Watch. Europe has this obsession.
See, what we need is Gaddafi. We need Gaddafi back.
Where was I was reading.
If Gaddafi never would have died, Africa would have been the place to be.
You know
America
what?
Would have been so sad because all black people would have been like, "Fuck America, we go back to Africa."
Trump said that. Trump said that in his last interview. Yeah. He said, honestly, if we would have left Saddam Hussein alone and Gaddafi, there wouldn't be terrorists over in the Middle East. He said because Saddam Hussein was beheading them.
And Gaddafi wasn't going for it. Gaddafi had everything for the people set up, school systems, healthcare,
I'm not saying those dudes were good dudes or anything, but they at least didn't like opposition, and they got rid of their opposition.
What you tell me, as long as you have organized crime, it's okay. And that's both what Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein did. Yes, they had
to use my words against me.
You said what?
You're not supposed to use my words against me.
Okay, well, anyways.
But it's true.
They both did things, but at the end of the day, when you look at, I was literally, the one time that I did get on Twitter today, and somebody had went down a list of things that Gaddafi had did before he was killed, and it was just like, you look at all of this, and like one of the last things that he was trying to implement before he was killed was he was trying to pull out from Africa using America's trade system, and he was trying to get their own money to be used and stuff like that, which is, to me, the main reason why they killed his behind. But which to me, it still didn't stop anything, because look at everybody pulling out from America now and saying we no longer want to do trade with you, and if you are going to do trade with us, we're charging you 3 times over. So
Well, we
they're
should be.
literally,
We've been taking it in the rear from everybody for the last 100 years because we want to be friends with everybody.
at the end of the day, the whole thing is that
What are you doing? You driving now?
yeah, I gotta get back on the clock. I'm at work. But the whole thing is that it's all just really, really sad because, you know, with America, the worst part about it is that everybody, like, all of us are just casualties in the situation. Like, literally, that's what we all are, is a damn casualty and a number that they can cash out to. So they have us all divided. And we divided by finances and race and all these other things like that. And it's just like we all have the same common enemy, America.
All right.
So everybody, if you haven't already, you should start your survival packs.
Yeah. Everybody just be careful. Sean's on one today. I just want to tell you that.
What you mean I'm on one? I'm not on one.
Shauna's on one today.
I'm not even gonna play with you.
You know what?
Play with you.
You know what?
What?
Cause without you, girl, my life is incomplete.
I'm so
Yeah,
dead.
that's my Cisco shit today.
Oh my god.
I was gonna do Keith Sweat, but I can't sing Keith Sweat very good. Nobody can do that.
Yeah, that's just something a level you'll never reach.
No, I've accepted it. No Keith Sweat, but Cisco, the dragon. I've been doing one-handed cartwheels ever since I got home.
Oh my god, please.
Yeah, I'm dyeing my hair silver tonight.
And you tell these people to leave the weather alone for the fact that it was 107 last weekend is ridiculous.
Well, go get a pool.
And here's the thing. What's America's problem with this control everything? Why you got to control the weather? You got to control the people, the money, other countries. This is just ridiculous.
Because you can control people with the weather. Because they want to be socialist and they want to keep the 1%, 1%. They don't want a 3%. They want a 1%. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like Bernie Sanders, you can't rule the world when you got 2 million other people ruling it with you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's too much. I think I don't know. It's just too much. And it's hot. We stay in Georgia, so I'm not really with the heat.
I love it.
No.
Oh, I feel like I could probably just take a shower in solar flares.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go back work for the ops. So.
Yeah. Seattle liberals. They're probably going to create an autonomous zone later.
I hate you on so many levels.
All right. That's it for the Expendables show today. Thank you for coming on, Rashida Tlaib. And we'll see you on Sunday, maybe. Peace.